and welcome to another episode of Gold Rush here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Ribben coming to you from the Noodles position here in Champaign, Illinois, joined by my tag team partner Jabari Sinclair. And Bari, every time I watch that opening thing that I did, I think we need to update it because I don't know how I didn't get Ultimo Dragon on there with the 9 belts.
Right, exactly. The J Crown.
Actually, I do know why because I could not find a clear image of it. Every one I found was all blurry. So I meant to do
Oh
a little bit
well,
more digging on that. Then
that will
then
make
I
sense.
could pop AJ and put the picture of Cardona with like his whatever 7 belts he had at that one period too. Then we might get a little clap back from AJ about that though.
Exactly.
Ah, so we got a good one today. It's actually historic. I think this is our first current championship that we've discussed, Bari.
Yeah. Still
If
active,
I go back,
quote
yeah,
unquote.
for now. uh, have, well, we're not going to get into what happened this past Wednesday. If you want to
We'll
hear
save
what we
that for
think about that, you
Tuesday.
have to check out Jumping the Rail on Tuesday, and we'll get into all of it. Good Lord. Uh, all right. So, oh, AJ's in the chat. He says, I've had too much to drink after work to be subjected to Cardona right now. Well, we're not going to mention Cardona for the rest of the show, I don't think.
Right, no,
But
you're fine, AJ.
no, no. But no, this week we are talking about the AEW TNT Championship. It's had not a long history, but you pointed it out, Bari. There have been a lot of people that held that belt over the last 3 plus years.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
almost 3 years. I think next month I think it's going to be 3 years. But yeah, just a few things about it. I'm not going to show the prototype here when we're talking about the basic details of it, although that is
We
going to be shown eventually here.
we
So
seen enough of
here's
that type when
yeah,
Mike Tyson was holding it when he was asleep.
he was yeah. Well, anyway, the belt was designed by Ron Edwardson from Red Leather. That's the company he worked for. Let me see, get the particulars of it here on design. So on the side plates, there are two inner plates that feature Terra on Techwood. It's a building in Atlanta, which was the original home of TNT
Uh-huh.
on there. Then there's another smaller side plate with the AEW logo, and then the two outer plates have the AEW logo on them. So that's what we're looking at. I always wondered what that was on that side plate with
Techwood
the
Manor.
house,
Yeah.
Techwood Manor, yeah. And yeah, it debuted in May of 2021. Uh, Officially a Double or Nothing. That's when the finals of the tournament was held, and Cody Rhodes was the first champion,
He defeated
and
Lance in the
beat Lance
finals.
Archer in the tournament. Actually, I do have the actual full tournament. We'll get into that though. Uh, let's see. The last champion, or well, I guess current champion, is Adam Copeland because that belt's still going. And then Cody Rhodes, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara all tied with 3 reigns apiece for most reigns.
Wardlow as well had 3 reigns.
Wardlow has 3 also. That's right.
Yes.
I need to put him on there. I woke up from a nap just about an hour and a half ago, so I'm still a touch out of it, but I'm making it.
Right. It's all good, brother. We'll pull through.
Yes, yes. All right. So let's see. I do want to point out there have been some alternate designs. We're just going to cover the whole history of the title itself on this episode, not just one of the belts. But so we mentioned it. Here is the belt that we
Ooh.
we got hit Double or Nothing. Not a whole lot of flash to it.
The
Apparently,
the rough draft, if you
the rough
will.
draft. Apparently, the official title was not ready because of COVID, so they had to send the prototype with just no plating on the main plate there. So it's just pretty plain.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which is understandable,
it's
COVID time.
understandable. Yeah. Well,
Shit was
yeah,
all complicated, so
yeah. Uh, the I'm trying to read this here. Yeah, August 12th on Dynamite is when the finished design was debuted, when Cody defended against Scorpio Sky. And I do have you wanna run down this whole tournament here, Bari, from when they decided the first champion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The tournament bracket was announced on Dark. If that's a blast from the past, because that show's kind of gone away.
It's
But
defunct.
it is defunct. They put the fun in defunct, I think.
Exactly. It
Uh,
really did. I enjoyed Jar. It was something
so
different.
so did I. We were there for a couple of Dark tapings at a couple of
Yeah.
the. Well, you had one. I think I was at two. I went to the one in Indianapolis also,
Okay. Okay.
but they actually did it smart. They would tape half of it before Dynamite and then half afterwards,
Yeah.
instead of making everybody wait another hour after Dynamite went off the air. But anyway, the quarterfinals of this tournament on April 8th, 15th, and the 22nd of 2020, and Cody pinned Sean Spears in the first round. Uh, Darby Allin pinned Sammy Guevara, and that's actually kind of a foreshadowing for this championship because these are two of the guys most synonymous with it, and
Yeah.
they were in the first round here. Dustin Rhodes beat Kip Sabian, good old our buddy Pip there, and Lance Archer pinned Colt Cabana in the first round. So I was a little, I I wasn't thrilled with Cody and Spears being in the first round because this is when they were still kind of in the crux of their feud.
Their feud. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just getting ready.
When Spears brained Cody with that chair.
God,
So I
he
thought,
shit out of him with that chair.
yeah, I would have had Sean maybe have Spears maybe against Sabian in the first round and then move on. And then, I mean, I don't know. I would either have Cody and Spears in the second round or even in the finals. But they
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
pushing Archer to the moon
But
at
yeah,
this
well, I was
point.
getting ready to say, like, they were pushing Archer with his whole "everybody dies" thing. So
Yep,
he had to
yep,
figure in there somewhere. So yeah, I definitely would have had Cody and Spears in the semi.
yeah,
You
in the semis. Yeah, there you
know,
go.
a little bit of build.
Yeah, AJ, I agree. He wanted Murder Hawk to win the title. So did I.
Yes, yes, I did too. That was
I,
a consensus right there across the board. We all wanted Murder Hawk to win.
I want. Excuse me. I wanted Archer to actually be the world champion when Paige had the belt when they were doing that Texas Death Match.
Yeah, he would
I
have
would
been a
have put it on
perfect guy.
Archer in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
But anyway, so here we go. We got the prototype there. I've had that picture up way too long because I was reading stuff. Uh, this is the finished version of that inaugural championship. They see a little bit more to the main plates there, and this is the one that Cody and Brody.
razzle on it.
What's that?
It's some razzle and some dazzle on it.
Get some razzle and some dazzle. Cody and Brody Lee traded this one back and forth, and then after Brody passed, they retired this belt, the red strap, in his honor and gave it to Brody Jr. I believe he still
Yeah,
has it.
yeah, -1. Yeah,
Yeah. Of course, they Brody and the Dark Order destroyed the prototype, so we never see that again. Because I think it was when they beat Cody and they had him laid out on the ramp, they just dumped out the pieces over him, if I
yeah,
remember right.
yeah. They sure did.
Yeah. So after they retired the red strap, they moved on to a black strap. Still had kind of the mirror plate behind the TNT logo there. This is one that Darby debuted,
I
and
don't like the black strap as much. It doesn't right. It doesn't pop like that
doesn't
red one.
pop. No, no. I mean, I know why they did black. Everybody does black straps on everything these days, so that's probably why they did it. But this is the one that was the norm for a while until Scorpio Sky had won this, and then Sammy Guevara and Kazarian destroyed the belt.
Hmm.
And then, oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. They had this belt. Then Sammy debuted the bling belt. That, this one here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was short lived.
It was short lived. They went back to the mirror belt after a while, and then that's when they destroyed it when Scorpio won it. And then Scorp got presented with the gold strap here, the Laker belt
The
by
Kobe.
yeah. Yep, there it is. There's the on the strap. You see right there. You see 824. That's their tribute to
Mhm.
Kobe Bryant there because Scorpio's a proud Los Angelino. And then my personal favorite design off this belt bar is the one that Miro had, which is this one
Yeah.
here, that white strap. That pops.
That's just clean right there.
Yeah, yeah, and they changed the sides. It's not Techwood on there. It's let me find. because they described it.
It's a joystick. Isn't
I'm sorry.
it? Is it a joystick?
No, it's not. This is after he went to the Redeemer, so they got away from the you. The red banner was changed to green. The two inner side plates were changed to feature the coat of arms of. I'm going to butcher this name. Plovdiv, Bulgaria. I apologize to any Bulgarians watching this. That I'm not trying to butcher your language. And then the text below the arms said uh, Drevin e Vechin, which means ancient and eternal. And
Ah,
and most of these custom jobs were done by Ron Edwardson with Red Leather, but the Miro belt was done by belts leather by Dan. I believe it's Dan Milliken.
nice.
Yeah, and
That is sharp.
yeah, I thought it was funny that Edwardson didn't do all of these. He did all of them but the white strap. So I'm not sure why that was.
Right. Well, maybe Miro had the hookup.
Maybe that could be. You know. So yeah, so that's the history of the belt itself, like the actual strap. Let's move on to our championship lineage here, Bari. And like I said, we got several to name, but most of them were multiple champions. And let me get my list here. Here we go. So first, obviously, Double or Nothing, May 23rd, 2020. Cody Rhodes, there he is, wearing the prototype. Uh,
Prototype.
yeah, and I guess. Oh, AJ, he says some belt guy's going to pay EW a ton of money whenever they start making replicas of every version of the TNT title. Kind of surprised they haven't yet, to be honest with you.
Exactly. Tony,
Uh,
you're a little behind.
yeah,
Well, he's
yeah,
got
like you
other
said,
so
yeah. Like we said, Cody beat Lance Archer in the finals of the tournament at Double or Nothing to become the champion. AEW recognized Cody's reign as ending on August 22nd of 2020, even though it actually happened on August 13th on a taping of Dynamite, which was on, I think that was a Saturday Dynamite, wasn't it? Because of the
yep,
playoffs
yep.
or some sort of postseason stuff. I'm not sure. But he dropped the title to Brody Lee. There he is. Look at that. Back when the Dark Order meant something.
Meant something. Felt like something. Was
Yeah,
something.
man, I was a fan of Brody, going way back, all the way back to when he was like in Chikara and IWA, CZW. So I've it took me some get used to this character of Brody Lee. I was always used to the dirty jeans and the tank top and the trucker Brody Lee, you know.
Exactly.
But he did a hell of a job with this character, and I got over that real fast with the
Mr. Brody Lee.
Mr. Brody Lee. Yep. He held the title from August, well, 22nd officially, but August 13th through October 7th. He dropped the belt back to Cody in a dog collar match.
In a hell of a dog collar match.
That was a really good dog collar match. That may or may not have made it into my favorite matches segment that we'll get to later. Cody, that was on the the Chris Jericho 30th anniversary Dynamite, for what it's worth. But
Yeah, it was. And Greg Valentine was in the crowd like I got out of the house for this.
it takes a lot to get old Hammer out of his house. He didn't even make it to the Expo this year,
Exactly.
which I was bummed about. Cody held the belt for a month until Full Gear in Jacksonville, and then he dropped it to Darby Allin. And this is when Darby debuted. Around this time is when he debuted the black strap on there. There you see him holding it.
I have
And
that Darby action figure back here behind me with that TNT Championship. It was a specially made action figure. I think
oh
I
yeah,
won a 500 or something like that. Yeah.
nice. Uh, Darby had one of the longer runs with the title. He held it from November 7th, 2020, all the way through May 12th, 2021. And then he dropped it to Miro. And there he is. And then we talked about
Well,
Miro's custom strap there.
exactly. And well, he had no choice but to drop it to Mero. So
No. Uh,
there was no asking or no begging or no pleading.
no, no. Uh, Miro he was one of the more dominant champions for his run, and he held that title for about 5 months, give or take,
Yeah, yeah.
and held it through Dynamite and dropped it to Sammy Guevara for his first run there. Look at that guy. I'm sure he may be a nice guy. He's got a punchable face.
Yeah, he's got a face I'd love to give a left hook to.
Oh my goodness. Andrade, he lived vicariously through all of us.
Yeah.
Uh, so Sammy holds the belt for a few months. He officially AEW recognized Guevara's reign as ending on Christmas night 2021 when the episode aired that had been taped on December 22nd. And yeah, this is when he dropped it to Cody again. And Cody, this is when he was Cody Rhodes. He got his name back at this point.
Colored his hair dark and everything. He was his daddy's baby,
Uh-huh.
if
The
you will.
basically the copyright ran out on Rhodes in WWE. So it okay. So this is where it gets a little dicey here. Cody was supposed to defend the belt against Sammy on Battle of the Belts 1, the first one in Charlotte in January. He got pulled because of COVID-related issues. So instead, they had Guevara against Dustin to determine the interim TNT champion. And I don't know about you, Bari. I hated the fact that Tony was going with these interim championships.
Yeah, yeah. You do it one time and you understand it, but he kept on doing the stupid stipulation.
Yeah, and the thing is, Cody was only out for like a week.
That's it.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, I know they wanted to have all the belts defended on this Battle of the Belts show. Then strip Cody, award it to Sammy, have Sammy defend it against Dustin, and then keep going from there. It doesn't. It's just I don't know. I
It
get
didn't.
flustered thinking
It
about
didn't
this.
make. It didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No. So Sammy won the interim championship. Cody was still the lineal TNT champion. And then on January 26th, about 3 weeks later, they had their ladder match to determine the undisputed TNT champion, which Sammy won at Dynamite Beach Break.
Hell of a match.
It was. It really was. Heck of a finish. That cut her off the top of the ladder.
And that was Cody's last match with AEW as well.
Yes, it was January 26th, and he went out on his back, so to speak. And they have not been the same since he's been gone.
They
But
have
that's
not.
neither here nor there.
Cody seen the writing on the walls and said, "You know what? I bid you adieu."
I got shit to do over in the E, and look at him now.
Yeah,
He's top dog over there now.
smart
Uh,
man.
yes, indeed, he really is. I mean, he's got such a good head for wrestling. All right, I promise I'm not dying. I just little asthma there.
It
So
happens.
Sammy holds the belt for let's see, till March 9th, 2022. Although again, AEW recognizes his reign is ending on April 16th because of tape delay. For a show that goes live, they didn't. They did a lot of pre-tapes, but
Mhm.
when you're on TNT, it's par for the course considering all the stuff they have. So uh, this is when Scorpio Sky won his first belt there. This is kind of a later picture because he has the gold strap there. I was thrilled to see Scorpio get this belt because he is so underrated as far
He's
in the
so
ring.
under, and it was somebody different from the norm of the guys who had been holding the championship, and a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Uh, Scorp held for his first run for about a month and then dropped it back to Sammy on April 16th. Uh, April 15th, recognized on the 16th. And then they had a ladder match as a rematch a couple weeks after that at another Dynamite.
Yeah,
So I'll say this, back in that period, Tony was putting the big matches on Dynamite. And, at least they were making some sort of effort to make this belt mean something. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Scorpio won the ladder match in Philadelphia, and this is around the time he had the gold strap. Remember, he was running with Dan Lambert at this point, and they were doing the bit, which I wasn't wild about, where uh, they were both wearing a version of the TNT Championship.
Yeah, like damn, you didn't earn that, you
No, I
bastard.
mean, yeah, he's a belt collector, and he has a belt collection that would make me friggin' jealous, but still.
Yeah,
Uh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, that was that whole American top team time in AEW.
Ethan Page was involved. Page Van Zandt.
Yeah,
Uh,
that one
I think
guy.
was it Arlovsky? Andre Arlovsky, was he one of
I
them?
think so.
Yeah. Who I was a fan of in UFC, by the way. Andre. AJ has a comment here. I hear Scorp is underrated, but all that hot potato became the same and just kind of took the steam out of this whole push. I don't necessarily agree with that because it was kind of presented.
Your
It's a
headset's
TV.
choppy.
It was the TV championship, so it had to like it had to kind of you know this can change hands at any time. It's not like your world title or your tag team championships.
Exactly, and that's what you want out of your mid card championship, I guess. Your headset's starting to break up
Yep.
too.
Keep talking for a second.
Um, Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara actually hot potatoed this championship back and forth. They had some really, really good matches in the process. Sometimes the razzle and dazzle is needed. And with these guys being so high impact, like the razzle and dazzle just kind of went with the match. I feel like,
Yeah. Let's see. Scorp held the belt for a few months until
yeah,
July 6th. Then he lost the street fight to Wardlow. I think this was number three of his starts and stops push wise.
yep.
But this was, I mean, I know they were trying to push Wardlow as their Goldberg, but they
Sometimes if you don't have that charisma, man, I mean, they can push you to the moon, but they can only uh, the company being behind you can only get you so far.
that's true, and especially when the company loses faith in you a handful of times.
Yeah.
Uh, this was a street fight where Wardlow won the championship in Rochester, New York. And then he had another pretty long run up until November 19th, 2022. And at Full Gears, when he lost a three-way match with Powerhouse Hobbs and Samoa Joe, and
Some
Joe got his belt there. And he was the king of television because he was
Yeah,
also the
Joe.
Ring of Honor TV champ at the time.
Oh, Joe two belts.
Yes. And another guy, look at him now. Now he's the world champ. So
Hmm.
Joe held that belt for, well, this was his first reign, and he only held it for about a month and a half. And at Dynamite, he dropped the belt back to Darby in his hometown of Seattle. So another example of Tony loving to give guys their hometown pop.
Yeah,
Uh,
hometown kiss ass.
Darby holds it for a month, drops it back to Joe in a no holds barred match because why not? In in Dayton,
Joe got some color in that match.
Joe got
I
some color.
remember.
I remember that. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
happen often with Joe.
Mm-mm.
Usually, unless he headbutts somebody and gigs himself, but that's neither here nor there. At the Revolution pay-per-view in San Francisco, Wardlow got the win on Joe, won the belt back, and then of course then his car gets broken into, his gear gets
Exactly.
stolen, his belt gets stolen, and I'll give Tony credit for this. He worked it into an angle. They could have just said, "Oh, Wardlow was a moron and left his shit in his car," but
Right.
they actually tried to make lemons out of or make lemonade out of the lemons in this situation,
Yeah. Nothing wrong with
and
that.
no. Then 3 days later, Powerhouse Hobbs beat Wardlow in a Falls Count Anywhere match on Dynamite. This is notable because this is when Hobbs threw in with QT Marshall. There he is. Look at that. And I love it. Street fight, street clothes.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Come as you
As
are,
it should. Yeah. Exactly.
And I know Wardlow had no excuse because his gear was missing. But yeah, Hobbs did it in the street clothes. I dug it. And man, I've said it more than once. Powerhouse Hobbs could be their Ron Simmons in
He
AEW.
really could. Yeah. Yeah. They are
He's one of the most impressive looking guys that they have.
missing an opportunity with that guy.
Oh, no pun intended. He missed a golden opportunity with that guy.
Yeah.
Uh, Not the strongest promo. I think that's why they put him with QT, then they put him with Callis. But in the ring, though, I mean, he can throw anybody. That spine buster is insane looking that he does,
It
and
is.
and he can do it to anyone, which that really says something. Uh, Bender says he's not from Cali, is he? Hobbs? Yes, he is. But then Hobbs had a hell of a match with Osprey last week
Yeah, he
on
did.
Dynamite. I mean,
Osprey almost killed him about 3 times, but
yeah, it kind of fell apart toward the end, but for 80% of that match was great.
I agree. I agree.
Let's see here. Then Hobbs gets the belt on March 8th, holds it until April 19th. Dynamite in Pittsburgh, he drops it back to Wardlow. There we go. I got the picture down, making sure. And then Wardlow has this is his last run to date. You know, like you
Yep.
said, this is still a current title. Uh, and then he dropped the belt to Luchasaurus on Collision in Chicago. I believe that was the first Collision, wasn't
I think so.
it? June of 2023 in Chicago. I think it was.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Luchasaurus, not to be confused with Luchasuit, but poor Luchasaurus never actually. I don't think I ever saw him hold the championship. I mean, the whole because he's running with Christian, so basically from the time he won the belt, Christian was always the one carrying the belt and claiming himself as the champion. And
Yep, he sure did.
uh, Minder's asking with the Bucks. I don't think so. I think he was from like he's not from Cucamonga. I'll just put it that way. Uh, then AJ says, "Don't forget, Butch Reed said he's a powerhouse Hobbs fan before he passed." That's a heck of an endorsement coming from Hacksaw.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Let's see. Luchasaurus wins the belt June 17th, holds it until September 23rd this year, also on Collision. There was a three-way match himself, Christian Cage, Darby Allin, and this is when Christian gets his look at that face. If that's not a friggin' Bond villain, I don't know who is.
Getting heelish bastard. Ha ha! I've tied
Yes,
your girl to the train tracks. The train
yes.
will be here at high noon.
Now he doesn't quite have the mustache for that kind of villain, but he's the kind of guy that have ill-tempered sea bass in a pit in his lair.
You just wait precisely 26 minutes, and you shall be devoured by these great white sharks.
But first, I'll tell you exactly what my plan is.
Yeah.
Something we didn't mention. I love the backing on this belt. You can see it's like a rich brown almost
Yeah.
backside of that belt. That's sharp.
Probably got a
They
real.
really did that. I really do like this belt
Yeah, I
as
like it too.
the physical belt.
It's probably got a real good deep leather smell to it.
Yeah. Andy Griffith, Ward Cleaver, Christian Cage, all phenomenal father figures on television.
Well, that's
Hey,
neither here nor there.
I'm always down for a good Andy Griffith reference. I love the Andy Griffith show. So
Damn right.
yeah. Christian holds the belt from September through December at the World's End dubious pay-per-view. He lost the belt to Adam Copeland. There he is there in a no DQ match. Uh, it should be noted that Luchasaurus had won the guaranteed title shot for the title of his choosing in the ladder match during the show, and
Hmm.
he basically had to give his shot to Christian right after the match was over, and they beat up Copeland a little bit, and then Cage cashed in and won the belt right back. So Cope held the belt for less than 2 minutes, pretty much.
It was a genius move.
It was. I kind of was expecting a kill switch technically by this point, face turn, but no, he just went right back into his place in the back of the line there.
Big dummy.
Big dummy. Uh, and then yeah, so Christian holds the belt till March 20th in at Dynamite, the special Dynamite Rampage double shot on that Wednesday night because of the tournament.
Yeah.
In his hometown of Toronto, he drops the belt back to Copeland, and this is the I Quit match, Bari.
The
Uh,
I Quit match.
the match notable because it's Toronto toothbrush match, as I call it.
Oh,
That
Spikey.
cockamamie 2x4.
God, jeez.
Come on.
If
They, uh,
if you're gonna
I
do that, please put your nails, your spikes, or whatever, what have you,
all the
all
way
the
around.
all the way around,
Yes. And
or
also, if
some
you're
other
gonna get
gimmick back there or something.
right thumbtacks, I don't
Yeah,
know, maybe a gusset
cheese.
plate. Yeah. Uh, I a lot of people praise this match. I couldn't get past the finish just for all of the. And I know it's an I Quit match. There's no DQ. I'm not a fool, but there's so much fuckery in that match. Daddy Magic and Garcia interfering. Nick Wayne
Dino
and Kill
Dude,
Switch, I get, but
Nick Wayne and his mommy. No, his
and
mommy wasn't
Mama
out.
Wayne. No, she was.
Oh
I think
yeah, yeah,
she
she.
she tried to go out of Copeland, but uh, if you're gonna get kicked in the testicles 7 times and then hitting the balls with that Toronto toothbrush, there's no reason Christian should have been standing.
None at all. There should be some eternal bleeding, so hemorrhaging,
There's
contusions.
at least one ruptured testicle out of that.
Yeah, yeah,
At
something
least,
ruptured.
maybe
Right,
all three.
right. Is there a fucking artery down there or something that
You,
you
I know
can
there's at
get?
least a vein.
Jeez,
We're
Louise,
getting into the weeds on this, Bari. We need to pivot here.
pivot,
Minders,
pull
yeah,
it back together.
yeah, we were all
Yeah,
together when they unveiled the Toronto toothbrush on
well,
Collision, and
you all,
we all groaned.
yeah, you all grown and I scoffed.
You
So
scoffed. That's right.
yes,
I'll be fair. You scoffed. Minders point. He was handcuffed, so he had to stand, but even that, he wasn't stretchered out. He had to walk to the back. I mean, yeah, he was like had the arms on the shoulders, but they should have stretchered him out for that.
yeah,
So AJ Minders kind of had the same brain here. For the finish of the match, yeah, he was standing because he was handcuffed. But my point is, afterwards, they didn't have to wheel him out. So that was my sticking point on that. But yeah, that gets us to today because currently Copeland is still the TNT champion. Just had I mean, there's a lot of shit that went wrong on Wednesday. That opening match with him and Penta was really good.
it was good.
It's another one of those where, it's the right two guys, so you can't really have a bad match out of it.
Exactly.
When Penta's motivated and he's with the right opponent, he's fantastic.
Yep,
When he's with
I
the
agree.
Bucks, not so much.
Nope.
All right, so that's our whole lineage, and this went a little quicker than I thought going through all these guys here. But let's get into notable feuds. I have 4, and I'll bet at least half of these are ones that you have, Bari. But first and foremost, Cody Rhodes and Brody Lee. I mean, that's the one that really put that belt on the map. Uh, I got Sammy Guevara and Scorpio Sky. I thought had a really solid feud over
Yeah,
this belt.
that's one of
Then,
my feuds.
yeah, Copeland and Cage, just the long-term storytelling. And another reason I scoffed at the I Quit matches, both these guys have been doing this for so long. I kind of know better. I don't want to be that guy. I'm not. This isn't a AEW trash session. We're not trying to bitch and bury the company or anything. But there's details that either get overlooked or just ignored that can be done. Some of these, but that's more of a jumping the rail argument to be made. We're talking strictly about the championship here.
Right.
And then my fourth one, the last one I have Darby and Christian because I thought they had a really good feud surrounding Nick Wayne turning on Darby and doing the pay-per-view in Seattle. Minder says they're having fun. They really are. I think that's what it is. Just like
That's what it
they're
is. Yeah, they are.
kids in the sandbox at this point.
And that's okay. That's okay.
Yep,
But
it's fine.
right, have your
They've
fun, but it makes sense.
they've earned it. But yeah, just make it a little tightening of the screws is all I'm asking for. All right. Ah, all right, Bari. What are there any feuds that I missed that you had on your
No,
list?
I have the same exact ones.
Really?
Yes.
Holy crap. Man, same brain, I'm
Not
telling you.
not right. Not in the same order, but They Sammy
Oh, this isn't
regular.
in any particular order.
Yeah.
The only thing I had number one was Cody and Brody, which I didn't mean to
Right.
rhyme there.
Right.
Oh, AJ says I have a soft spot for Cody versus Warhorse for the TNT title. Yeah, it's during that Cody Open challenge during when they were just doing Daily's Place with no fans. He was doing that. There are a few Warhorse, Ricky Starks debuted that way. Kingston debuted
Yep.
that way.
Yep.
Kind of feel bad Warhorse didn't get to stick around because I mean he's really good. I know Cornette's not a big fan, but I
He
think
didn't.
Cornette would enjoy Warhorse's current character more than
Yeah.
the old rule ass heavy metal Warhorse Slim Jim guy.
Exactly. You don't know him how we know
This
him, corny.
I still want him to see Obafemi. I think Menders has said the same thing. He basically just doesn't know who he is, so he just writes him off. But man, he's good. All right. Tangent over. Let's move on. Favorite matches for the belt. I'll be honest, a lot of matches for this belt are kind of, I'm not going to say unremarkable, but they're unmemorable. I mean, yeah, you
Because
remember who won and
it's
everything.
pretty great format.
Yeah. Uh, so my favorites, are the dog collar match, Brody and Cody Rhodes, is I think the greatest TNT Championship match, and I'll take that I'll take that to the grave until somebody proves me wrong. That's the best. That's the
Exactly.
measuring stick, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. And a close runner up would be that ladder match. That was Cody's last match with Sammy.
Uh-huh. Let's see. I've got when Sammy beat Miro on Dynamite. I thought that was really good. I think that was Dynamite. Let me double check. I don't want to sound like an idiot. Uh, I already look like one. Yeah, it was on Dynamite. Uh, yeah. So Guevara beating Miro on Dynamite. Uh, Miro beating Kingston on the pay-per-view. That was your Haas fight. I mean, it could have been better, but I loved the matchup between those two.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
A
And then
couple
I've
of
got
hard hitters beating the hell out of each other.
yes. And then I've got Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara in the ladder match is my fourth one. Honorable mention to Cody and Sammy though in their ladder match.
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
All right. What do you got, Bari?
The Darby and Joe series. Both of their matches were really good to me.
Okay.
And then once again, everything else you said, I have as well.
Miro
Minus the
versus
Miro
Kingston
and
gave us
the
Miro versus
random
Kingston
D's.
gave us the Redeem D's Nuts T-shirt.
Yeah.
Good old King. Ah, my goodness. Uh, okay, let's move on. Top five to hold the belt. Uh, it's I gotta go. And again, this is in no particular order. Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes, Brody Lee, and Christian Cage are my top five. Wardlow was like six in this
On the
case.
outside look, he was on the outside looking
Outside
in.
looking in. Hmm.
I'm going to
Pushing
go
Adam Cole in his wheelchair.
right. I'm going to go Christian, Darby, Joe, Sammy, Cody. No particular order.
Yeah, yeah. I could have put Joe in there, but like I said, Brody didn't hold it long, and you got to think he would have held it at least one more time if he'd been well
Oh
before
yeah.
before getting that world title. I think he would have been a world champion for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So, wow. We got through that whole thing in 40 minutes. I
In
didn't think
40
this was
minutes.
gonna be a long episode.
Everything was carrying it up to date. So
AJ has his top five here: Miro, Christian, Cody, Darby, and Brody. It's a strong list.
okay. Yeah.
Mender's
Not bad.
comments: Brody, Cody, Christian, Joe, Darby. So that kind of sounds like a full name. Hey, my name is Brody, Cody, Christian, Joe, Darby.
Joe Darby. I'm Mr. Joe Darby.
Oof. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so like I said, I always liked the belt. For the first few years, I think they did a really good job of making it seem special, and I think they tried to get back to that with Christian and Adam Copeland most recently. But there was that period where it was like Wardlow and Luchasaurus and Christian holding the belt while not being champion, which you and I both agree is not cool.
No,
We're kind of sticklers about if you're not the champion, you don't get to play with the belt.
you don't get to touch the belt. Period.
Yeah, what can I
The
say,
hell's
bro?
wrong?
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a hot potato here and there.
Right.
But like I said,
Yeah.
with a TV title, that's okay. They didn't use the same strategy with the TBS Championship, which basically same design, but it's the women's version. They've only had three champions on the TBS side because it was Jade for forever,
Forever.
and then Statlander. Now it's Julia Hart, and now it's probably going to be Willow at the pay-per-view,
Mhm.
and then more than likely it's going to be Mercedes at the whenever Double or
Monette,
Nothing.
Monette, the CEO, Monette herself.
Yeah. AJ says Copeland could crack that top five. It's just too early. Yeah, it's still early. He's only held it up for a little over a month, but he could be the guy that Tony wants to really establish that title, or I should say reestablish that title, because Cody did it
Hmm.
first, and
Hmm.
then it was Joe, it was Christian. So yeah, I think that's the goal there, and hopefully Tony doesn't sink his whole friggin' company before Copeland can do that. But again, that's a jumping the rail subject. We're not going to get into that here.
We'll
Uh,
wait till Tuesday.
yes, we'll wait till Tuesday. In the meantime, until the next episode, I believe it's my turn to pick,
It is your turn to
Bari.
pick.
So
Yes.
I was thinking about this, and I could go. I was going to go with one it would be another short episode, namely the UWF world title, the Bill Watts UWF, not Herb
The Bill
Abrams,
Watts. Yeah,
because I think there was only like three champions there.
I
I think it
think
was
so.
Gordy, One Man Gang, and Bubba, and then
And
Doc.
Bubba.
So four.
Yeah.
So that would be a short one. But I think I'm going to go another way here. We talked. This was our first active championship that we talked about today. I think we're going to go with another one, kind of along the same lines as what I picked last time when I picked the WCW belt. I'm going to go with the original TNA X Division Championship.
Oh, okay.
Again,
That'll be fun.
several champions to be discussed there. I'm talking from '02
Yeah.
to '07 before they changed the type, changed the belt for Chris Sabin around the Black Machismo era of TNA. But I'm talking when it was NWA TNA, when it was like AJ and Daniels and
Right.
Joe
Right.
and
Right.
Sabin and all those guys.
Okay.
And even Sean Waltman had that belt at one
Yeah,
point.
sure did. Sure did. All right. Well, we'll do
Oh,
the damn thing.
I'm sorry, AJ. I was marking up for Herb Abrams before you clarified. We're gonna have to do one on that Abrams UWF belt because that is the ugliest damn thing I think I ever
The
seen.
ugliest damn thing, and it's a
With the
fuck you to
exception of
the WWE.
with the exception of the Continental Heavyweight Championship that Austin Idol had, that big square one,
Oh yeah, with
that
all
one was
the
pretty
yeah,
cool.
it
Yeah,
looked like fucking postage stamps all over it.
yeah. I'll tell you what though, if Austin Idol is at the Expo next year, I'm getting that belt and I'm gonna get him to sign it. But anyway, let me make a note here so I know which one we're doing.
X
It'll be
division.
This was our 15th episode, Bari. You believe it?
Yeah, I know. We're rolling along.
All right, championship. All right, got it. I'm talking to myself. Don't mind me, folks. It's just when you're the co-host and the producer and the graphics guy, it's a bit of a handful.
Hit y'all at once.
It kind of does. And like I said, I took a nap today, so I was kind of late getting. I had most of this stuff prepped before we actually went on the air with JTR on Tuesday, but just the little things I had to finish. So anyway, I think we can put a pin in this episode, Bari. It was
Yeah.
fun. It's I like these when they
Solid.
go. I can we can finish up. I can take the wife out for a little meal there and get some groceries.
There you
Run our
go.
errands that we do on Fridays, and then tomorrow we're going to 01 in Terre Haute.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, yeah, and then building up into the war games. So join us on Tuesday, jumping the rail. No guest, but there's plenty to talk about. Are you going to jump in on that with us also?
Yeah, I'll probably jump in at some point. Yeah.
All right, we'll try to get AJ in there too, because yeah, we got a lot of, and I'm not going to say Tony bashing, but good Lord, I mean, there's so much meat on the bone with that Dynamite from Wednesday. Wait, no, Minders, you're still there too.
Minder, I'm glad you're still here. What time do we do AJ and I need to meet the Rebs tomorrow? Isn't it 3 o'clock we need to meet them?
This is how we handle our business, like on YouTube instead. We could have just sent a message in the Facebook Messenger thread, but you know what? We're here.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, this is riveting YouTube television here.
exactly. Riveting, compelling.
Menders says, "Yep."
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Menders. We're gonna miss you tomorrow, Menders.
Yes, we are.
All right. Well, Bart, let's say we get out of here. We got SmackDown. Like I said, I'm getting out of here for a little while. I come back home,
Right.
but
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some dinner from somewhere and yeah, come back and watch SmackDown.
yeah. And yeah. So, what do you think? 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
2 weeks tonight. We'll come back and we'll do it again. We'll talk about the X Division Championship, one of my favorites. So until then, thank you for joining us for Bari. This is Reb reminding y'all life is hard, work stiff. We'll see you guys next time.